Hi, this is Psyker, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to build this design for a self-replacing anvil that I have been developing over the past week or so. To use it is pretty simple. All you have to do is continue using the anvil until it breaks, and it will replace itself. The anvils are held in a fairly large magazine under the floor, which can hold up to 25 anvils at a time. To refill the magazine, simply open up this trapdoor and place your anvils in one at a time, filling up this area down here. This machine takes up a 3-block wide by 7-block deep area, and the largest version can go up to 14 blocks below the surface, with the smaller version taking up 4 blocks less than that. The only difference between the long version and the short version is that the short version has the top and bottom sections really close to each other. But really, they're built exactly the same way. As always, the materials list will be in the description, in the pinned comment, and in the world download, which will also be located in the description. So, to get started, first you're going to decide where you want your anvil area to be, and dig a 3-block by 7-block hole from 10 to 14 blocks deep, depending on how much space you want it to take up. Once you have your hole dug out, you're going to go to the back left corner and begin placing blocks just like this. A line of 3 there, with a pattern something like this. And you're going to place a target block right here. Next, you're going to place a repeater here on 4 ticks, a repeater here on 2 ticks, redstone dust here, here, and here, and a redstone torch on top of the target block. Next, you're going to take a regular piston and place it right here next to the redstone torch. You're going to place an observer observing that piston, facing into another solid block. Then you're going to take a line of solid blocks over here, just like this, with redstone all along the top, and a regular piston being powered by the end of this redstone line. To test and see if this is working properly, just place a lever on the side of the target block and flick it. The machine should start cycling on its own. If you'd like to pause it in the meantime, go ahead and engage the lever. Next, we're going to place the blocks that prevent the anvils from going into places we don't want them to go. First, you're going to take a couple blocks right here, and that will be a floor for the anvils to sit on. You want an obsidian here to make sure the anvils can't overextend past the vertical shaft. Solid blocks all the way up the back here, just like that. And an obsidian at the top, just like this. Then you're going to take honey on top of the sideways facing piston, all the way up to the top, just like that. Once you confirm that everything is built properly, you can then move on to the top section. Starting up at the top, you're going to place an observer right here, facing towards the long pillar of blocks you placed earlier, 2 blocks away. That observer will be powering a solid block with a glass next to it, and then an obsidian diagonally down from that, and a solid block diagonally down from that. You're going to put redstone on top of each one of these blocks here. Next, you're going to come over here and build some more blocks for redstone to sit on in a moment. So here, just like that. Down like that. And right there, just like that. Once you have those blocks in place, you can now place the redstone. You have a repeater here on 1 tick, a redstone torch on top of this block, redstone dust along these blocks here, and a redstone comparator facing in this direction. Next, you're going to place a sticky piston right here, being powered by the redstone torch. And on the front, have a slime block with 2 solid blocks on the top and the bottom. To the side of this, you're going to have an observer facing upward into a redstone torch with a solid block above it and an obsidian block to the side of it. You're going to have a sticky piston right here facing upward with a slime block on top, and you're going to place a redstone dust on top of that obsidian, which will extend that piston into position. I would also suggest, just to make sure you don't accidentally have this stick to anything it's not meant to, place obsidian all along the sides, just like that. Once you have all that done, you're going to come up here and place 2 trapdoors, just like that. This one just for decoration purposes, and this one to cover where the anvils go in. And you're going to have a glass right here. You could have a solid block here, but I prefer to have the glass so I can see how full the magazine is. Finally, you're going to place the rest of the blocks to keep the anvils where they belong. So, along here, just like a U shape, defining the geometry of this channel where the anvils belong. Once that's all done, it's as easy as making sure that the bottom section is running and beginning to place anvils in the top here. Sometimes you'll have a visual bug where the anvil is actually sliding on the honey and you can even hear it, but for some reason it's visually still right here. You'll notice that occasionally while you're filling up the system from dry, there are stray anvils that sometimes break and go off to the side. To prevent this, you can simply stand here to fill it up at the very beginning, and then use the honey blocks later once the bottom section is fully backed up. Now that this section of the anvil magazine is full and the pistons have stopped moving, it's now entirely safe to begin filling again from the top. Once your anvils have reached up to where the slime block is, stop placing anvils into the system because you run the risk of breaking anvils and losing them as they drop onto the floor as items. Once you've filled up the magazine, you're done. You can now sit here, combining books, repairing items for hours at a time without any fear of running out of anvils anytime soon. You can now have hundreds of anvil uses back to back without ever having to go back and place another anvil, because the anvils will replace themselves. Just remember to top off the magazine whenever you're done. So that was the tutorial. I hope you liked it. If you want to see more, subscribe. I'm getting back into the groove of things. Lots of good stuff coming up pretty soon. If you want me to cover a specific design more near to the future, then leave a comment. Leave a like if you like the video, and share it with your friends so that this channel can grow and I can be even more motivated to make even better tutorials in the future. Until then, this is Psyker, signing off.